Well, one thing I will say is David's wife passed a little while ago. She suffered with cancer, and he actually stopped working, and he just dedicated he actually told us, he told her when he found out the news, you're going to be my project now. There was a lot of pressure, obviously, to involve David, but I would always rather be a good person than a famous person. And afterwards, we ended up having a lovely meeting and a lovely connection with David. And we basically told him, we made this film for you. And he told us, well, my friend's Mary Herron, my children all know you, and I love American Mary, so I was looking forward to meeting you. And I was like, fuck, I could have just had a meeting? Damn it!
And it came in the weirdest way. We got an email in the middle of December, and
4 years ago, this
Christmas that said, hey, would you like to remake Rabid?
It's like 3 sentences long.
And I forwarded it to my team. I was like, guys, somebody wants me to remake a Cronenberg movie. They're like, no, they don't. Don't answer that. So I did answer it. And I was like, yes, I would. And they're like, can you get on the phone tomorrow? Skype tomorrow? I was like, oh my God, yes, I can.
I remember rewatching Rabid. I'm like, I mean, I love Cronenberg's films, but I'm like, Rabid? Like the armpit one?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Out of all of them, that's the one we're going for? Like,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, I thought Dead Ringers would be
I have
obvious.
been hunting for dead. Well, we'll talk about that later. So we did our Skype conversation, and these gentlemen usually do religious movies, and they did a religious horror movie, and it was super successful. So they grabbed the rights for a horror movie, and then they made a script, and they gave it to David in the hopes that he would be a producer. The script was not what the Rabid script should be.
It wasn't Cronenberg at all. It was a script about rabies.
And it was pretty offensive.
And the gentleman said, we sent this to David, and he said, this isn't any reflective of my work at all. Can you explain why?
But here's how we got the job. They typed in Cronenberg in Google, and we popped up
Over and over again, because he's one of our biggest influences. / gods.
So we do the interview, and they go, can you explain what Cronenberg means? And Jen scares the shit out of them by going, oh, well, thank God, because some people think this movie's about rabies. And they looked like,
oh, man. We just wanted to make a movie with dogs.
no. I think I talked about David's work, his early work, body horror and transhumanism for like a good half hour. And then they just looked at us like, okay, how about you guys handle the creative and we'll handle the money, which actually is what happened, which never, ever, ever has happened and probably will never happen again.
We also made them another promise. There's commercial and there's Cronenberg, and I'll meet you in the middle. But there's going to be things where you're like, this isn't commercial. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing it. Sorry, it's got to be this way. There are definite rules that you can't break with a Cronenberg film. Like, you shouldn't be able to eat during it. If you want to eat during Rabid, eat in 10 minutes. You're going to be good.
Don't get rid of those concession sales. Get a big popcorn.
But I'm not usually fans of remakes. I love everything Alexander Aja has done, but I think part of the reason is he's such a big fan of the original source material. And the reason we wanted to make Rabid is I was terrified to think of, just any other filmmaker picking it up, and then heaven forbid someone be like, well, I guess this Cronenberg guy isn't very good. And I'd be like, oh, no.
One of those recent movies, they spelled his name CH, and I cried so hard. I was like, how do you do that?
So the film was truly made for an audience of one. Literally, there are in-jokes only David's gonna understand. David's motorcycle that he rode in while filming the original Rabid is featured predominantly in there as well. There's also lines from his commentary. There's parts of Rabid he didn't end up getting to put in the original, and from his commentary track and from reading Cronenberg on Cronenberg, I was like, okay, sweet, we gotta put that in. We had his crew members, we had 4 of his original cast members from not that film, but other ones. Marilyn, I feel, was with us in spirit.
Yeah, it was really cool. And because we shot with his crew, so I could go over and be like, oh, David never had to deal with this. And then we're like, oh, yeah, actually, David did, and it was worse. And I was like, oh, what did he do? And they would explain it, and I'd be like, okay. When he has a challenge, he goes for a walk. I only went for 1 walk on Rabid. That was great.
David didn't come to see the film yet, because I know he wants to see it privately, but he sent his 2 trusted producers, who are now my producers. So they loved the film.
Yeah, and
It wasn't even supposed to be a screening. It was just like our tech playback screening. But we're like, hey, I want to keep working.
I'm so proud of that baby, though. I was showing my dailies everywhere. I was like, this movie looks special. We got it. And when we talked to David, he said the nicest thing. He said the movie ended up where it should. And I was like, every time somebody's like, you stupid, you shouldn't do this, I'm like, irrelevant what your opinion is. The one dude I made it for said it's where it should.
For an audience of one, but I hope everyone enjoys it too. Horror fans will get it at a level, but there are so many Easter eggs. I think I have to do like an Easter egg commentary, because it's not just every Cronenberg film. We even reference our own films. There's a Dead Hooker shout out. There's an American Mary shout out.
Well, we needed to have the Dead Hooker in a trunk car.
Yeah,
CM Punk has it. It's awesome. Yeah, then we had pedigree people from so many different movies. A lot of the team had worked, post team had worked on all of Cronenberg's movies. We had people who worked on The Witch. We had people who worked on, oh my God, Chucky, Nightmare on Elm Street, everything. So we're such collaborative artists. Every time we had anything, we'd be like, oh, what do you think we should do? How could we do that? So when you see our movies and you're like, wow, the twins are good, we're only good because we hire the best and we surround them and then we don't fuck with them. We just let them do their job and we're like, we're going in this direction. That's it.
Thankfully, I don't know if you feel pressure, but after meeting David, I feel no pressure. And the weirdest thing is, I would say that American Mary is probably our best film or my favorite film so far. And that film has like a 40% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I've had things that I know are gold shit all over. So if someone doesn't like, we've thought of so many funny comments for people not liking Rabid.
I think that...
Well, I didn't make it... Actually, it's also in the film, it's self-aware. There's a message that if you don't like it, we don't give a fuck. Schadenfreude.
You can laugh at the twins. It's
the joy derived from someone else's misfortune.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be on Amazon. There was no dog in it. I thought it was about rabies. So.